Ever feel like your brain's just running on empty? Today, we're going to dive into how some simple, ancient hand gestures could be the key to boosting your mental clarity, sharpening your focus, and maybe even tapping into a more powerful version of your own mind.
I know, it sounds almost too simple to be true, doesn't it? But what if one of the most powerful tools for boosting your brain power wasn't in some new app or supplement, but was, quite literally, right at your fingertips? Let's dig into the foundation of this whole practice. Okay, so before we jump into the how-to, we gotta cover the what. What exactly are we even talking about when we say hand mudra? So the word mudra comes from these ancient traditions, and it simply means a symbolic gesture. But in practices like yoga, these are anything but random. They're actually seen as very specific ways to create a circuit to guide the flow of prana, or what you might call life force energy, throughout your body. Here's a great way to think about it in modern terms. You're creating a unique little circuit with your own fingers. The whole point is to channel your body's subtle energy. You could even think of it as bioelectrical impulses and aim it directly at your brain to give it a boost. It's a simple concept, but it's incredibly targeted.
All right, now that we've got the basics down, let's get to the good stuff. Let's open up the toolkit, and we're going to walk through 5 specific mudras, and each one has a really unique benefit for your brain.
First up, we've got probably the most famous one of all, the Gyan Mudra. And as its name, the mudra of knowledge, tells you, this gesture is all about sharpening your intellect.
And making it is super simple. You just bring the tip of your thumb and the tip of your index finger to touch lightly, almost no pressure at all. Let the other 3 fingers just extend out naturally, totally relaxed. The key here really is relaxation. So what does this simple little gesture actually do? Well, it's believed to create this loop of energy that really calms the mind. And when your mind is calm, guess what? Your concentration and memory get a serious upgrade. This makes it an amazing tool for anyone studying, or really anyone who just needs a quick mental boost before a big task. So the Gyan Mudra sharpens the mind, but what if you're just feeling too drained to even focus? That's where our next mudra comes in. This is the Prana Mudra, or the mudra of life force. Think of this one as your go-to for a quick recharge. For this one, your thumb connects with 2 fingers, the ring finger and the pinky. Just bring their tips together gently, while your index and middle fingers stay extended. It might feel a little unusual at first, but that's because it's targeting a completely different energy channel. And the effect? It's all about revitalization. This mudra is believed to fight off that mental fatigue, crank up your vitality, and bring a new sense of clarity to your thoughts. It's kind of like flipping the switch on your body's own natural power source. Okay, our third mudra is an absolute powerhouse for your thinking. This is the Hakini Mudra, sometimes just called the mudra for the mind. You might have even seen people doing this without realizing it when they're really deep in thought. The way you form this one is so intuitive. Just bring the fingertips of both your hands together, so they're lightly touching, creating a bit of a space between your palms. This gesture is all about connection and balance, as you're about to see. So, by connecting all 10 fingertips, this gesture is thought to improve the coordination between the left and right sides of your brain. And the result of that? A powerful boost in memory recall, clearer thinking, and just a more integrated, smoother thought process overall. So, we've boosted energy, now let's talk about calming it down. If your mind ever feels scattered or restless or anxious, the Vayu Mudra, that's the mudra of air, is designed to settle all of that internal chaos. Now this one is a little more specific. You're going to fold your index finger down so the tip touches the fleshy part at the base of your thumb. Then you gently press your thumb down over that bent finger. This specific pressure point is believed to help regulate the air element, which is what governs all that restless thought and movement. The benefits here are exactly what you'd hope for. This mudra is fantastic for calming an anxious mind, reducing that constant chatter of distracting thoughts, and just bringing you a deep sense of mental stability. It's perfect for when you need to focus, but your brain just will not settle down. Okay, our final mudra looks a little more complex, but believe me, it is incredibly effective for quieting that internal monologue. This is the Kaleshwara Mudra, and it's all about taming that monkey mind. All right, let's build this one together, nice and slow. First, touch the tips of your middle fingers together. Now, bend your index fingers so they touch at the middle knuckles. Next, bring the tips of your thumbs together and point them back towards you. And finally, just curl your ring and little fingers inward. You should end up with a shape that kind of looks like a heart. And the payoff for that little bit of complexity is huge. This mudra is specifically aimed at shutting down that endless flood of thoughts, which lets you concentrate for much longer periods. It's also believed to help you break out of addictive or negative thought patterns, basically giving you back control over your own mind.
So now you've got this incredible toolkit, but how do you actually use it? Well, the key is just making it a simple, consistent part of your day.
And integrating this is so easy. Just find a quiet moment, pick the mudra that fits what you need, maybe Vayu for stress or Gyan for focus. Then all you do is hold the gesture, close your eyes, and breathe deeply for just 3 to 5 minutes. That small investment of time can give you a huge mental return.
As we finish up, let's just reflect on one simple but really powerful idea. You know, it's so easy to look for complicated, high-tech solutions to our problems. But sometimes, as we've seen today, the most profound changes to our focus, to our clarity, to our peace of mind can begin with the simplest, most intentional gestures. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. If your own 2 hands hold a key to a calmer, sharper mind, what other hidden potentials are just waiting inside you, ready to be unlocked?